But once again, they are a disciplined team. They're willing to back away. They're jockeying for position around the map, just going to look to push in all 3 lanes, get the super creeps really rolling up. I mean, we've seen some weird and wonderful things today, so I don't blame them for playing this one quite slow.
Absolutely, and I think we've even seen some weird and wonderful things in this game alone. I think there's a lot of just getting used to playing on the world stage after having such a long hiatus from stage games. These guys have scrimmed hundreds of times since the last time they played on stage, and it's leading to some loopy things happening on stage, I feel like. But Samsung now, with Baron buff, 2 inhibitors down, going for number 3.
Well, it should be relatively simple. Equalizer comes out, as well as the tidal wave. Kobe gets caught out, throws down Hex Drinker Shield, actually, is popped rather. Wonder then jumps forward looking for Cuvee. Senkax is on the front line. Chaos Storm's gonna burn him down, not before Ruler takes him out. Ruler's going forward to the Arcane Shift. Wonder's caught out. Baron Rope's not gonna save his life, as Wraith is trying to run down Mickey on the back line. It's a fish versus a catfish, and it's going to end up being Wraith that will win it. Another kill for Ruler. Samsung Galaxy with a monumental lead. Take down the Nexus turrets, take down the Nexus, and Samsung Galaxy pick up their first win of Worlds 2016.
Crown right at the end proves that he doesn't care about being a KDA player right now. 9 kills, 2 deaths, 7 assists. Dies to the laser at the very end. It was a bit of a messy game from Samsung, but I think they'll take their first win on the world stage here in 2016.
Yeah, and you have to say, you know, some of their players are younger and they got sucked in a little bit to these scrappy team fights that Splyce were looking for. You understood why Splyce wanted to go for them. That's your window back into a game like this. However, Samsung, in the end, good enough to be able to repel, slow the tempo back down and win the game.
Do you think it's fair to say the expectations and some of the questions we had around the teams turned out relatively true? Splyce's weak early game, Samsung showing a level of control, you know, Wraith's mechanical prowess, all of these things that we kind of anticipated proved out in this game.
Yeah, I think Wraith's Victor was very strong. I think Samsung went back to the way they were, Crown's Victor, I think Samsung also went back to the way they were playing with Wraith. The thing that didn't go to expectations, I feel like, was the desperation with which Splyce played. Because they had been in so many similar situations in the European LCS with small deficits and handled it much better than I feel like they did in this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. The other thing I would say about Splyce, and maybe a bit of shining light, is that Senkax had a pretty good laning phase this game against an opponent that is very well known for his laning prowess, especially on something like Victor. So maybe a strength in an area we didn't expect, but a lot of late game execution flaws for Splyce here.
How on earth do the rest of the teams in the group now look at Samsung Galaxy? You have these expectations about Core JJ, you have these expectations about Wraith. You see them show up in this game and preparing, knowing they've got a sub that they could pull in at any moment. Does this give question marks in terms of your prep? You know, what do you think?
You ban Victor. I mean, I thought that was prep coming in, but this team, it just plays around the control mage so well in the mid lane. And you could see with the Ezreal, with the Victor, they were just able to push Splyce back. And I think the teams will look at them and think, how the heck, unless you take strong engage against it, do you actually deal with that?
I agree.
Well, we'll have to find out. Thank you, gentlemen, for that one. We're going to head over to the analyst desk to find out what they have to say about Samsung's win over Splyce.